Good evening. Welcome to the all-new State of Affairs, brought to you by Ideal Milk, Ghana's favorite milk. The NDC says it is on a path of restructuring in a quest to wrest power from the New Patriotic Party after its humiliating defeat in the 2016 general elections. There are some individuals in the party who are already showing keen interest to run for the flag bearership of the party. The rank and file are singing a comeback chorus for the party in the 2020 elections. The New Patriotic Party, on the other hand, is rolling out a spree of social intervention programs they claim can also win them power in 2020. So, can the NDC come back really soon? My guest tonight is the chairman of the NDC, Mr. Ebenezer Kofi Portuphy. You're welcome to the show. I got all your names right. You've been hiding them in a sack.
You're right. You got them right. Yes.
It's good to have you on the show. All right. So, first of all, from the rank and file who've been singing and pushing the executives of the party to ensure that the party comes back in 2020, if you look at where your party has come from 2016 till date, do you think you have what it takes to win power from the NPP?
Why not? We do. I mean, I'm sure the rank and file, as well as leadership, we've all learned our lessons. And the good thing is, if you learn your lessons and you are able to correct the mistakes of the past. And the indications are that leadership and the rank and file are prepared to give up their positions so that we can win. To give up their positions of, challenges and positions that are so entrenched. That's it. If we can give and take, if we can forgive each other, and recognize that those were our setbacks, why not win power back?
Okay, now you've begun a process of restructuring. If you look at the posture of your colleagues at the executive level and those below you, do you feel they are ready to let go the entrenched positions they're holding on and to forgive each other for the defeat you suffered at the polls?
Well, it's not been that easy, but we have been trying. The constituency leadership, the regional leaderships have all been trying to interact with the grassroots, the foot soldiers, and to get them to understand that unless we forgive each other and leadership purges itself of its guilt, and we apologize to each other, we hug each other, we undertake works with one sense of purpose, that without unity we can't do anything. We can't present ourselves to the Ghanaian electorate and win their votes. And so far, it's been good. The attempts that we've been making at reconciling our people. Our council of elders have been in the field the past 2 months, meeting with the protagonists, trying to let each and everyone appreciate the fact that the mistakes of the past must be forgotten, so that we can carve a way forward with some confidence. The confidence in the Ghanaian electorate to say that they have learned their lessons, and we can trust this country into their hands again.
Okay. Now, when you talk about forgiveness, what exactly do you expect you to forgive each other for?
For the mistakes that we made. I mean, we made various mistakes.
Were they glaring at the time?
Very, very glaring. Very, very glaring. You know, in terms of the registration of our members, in terms of the exclusion and not inclusion of our members in the membership register. And those are the things that we are seriously correcting now. And we have devised new ways of registering our people.
The manual way.
So that everybody will feel included, you know. And we have given up the biometric registration, which caused a lot of uneasiness and problems and huge misunderstandings. We're now doing manual registration of our people. We are now calling on our people to own the party across the length and breadth of the country. The rank and file, as well as leadership, will make contributions. So when you have shares in the party, and you are paying to keep the party going, you will protect it. So it's going well.
Okay.
Going well.
Recently, when you launched your Institute for Social Democracy, you mentioned that self-delusion and self-contradiction let your party down at the 2016 elections.
Yes.
Is it okay to introduce a self-destruction in your sentence that you made? Would it be fair for anyone to say that you all saw exactly what was going on, but you sat back and watched yourselves destroy each other and then destroy the party?
Well, indeed, yes. Sometimes, you see, you recognize that this is a problem. You want to resolve the problem. But we are a democratic party, and you allow various opinions to prevail. And sometimes the majority opinion may not be the panacea to your problems.
Right.
And those are the lessons that we have learned. So it behoves on us to put all those things together, juxtapose them, and make firm decisions this time. You see what I'm saying? So that we don't delude ourselves. We have done so much. And so what is the future? You see what I'm saying?
Where did the self-delusion come from?
It came largely from the fact that many of us believe that, oh, we have provided a lot of social amenities, and that should give us a win. That alone, I mean, self-delusion. You see? But we must go beyond that one as social democrats. You know? And, I mean, to create a balance in this country for the various regions and the needs of our people.
Is that what you lacked? You didn't do a needs assessment?
We did a needs assessment. What I'm saying is that it was not balanced in terms of the provision of the amenities for all the regions.
For instance, voters in the Volta region say that you did congresses, I mean, you did rallies there, and you were showing them the Dubai interchange or the circle interchange and showing them things you had done in Kumasi, in Cape Coast, to them in the Volta region, when really they couldn't see such infrastructure there. Is this part of the delusion?
It's part of the delusion. And these are lessons that we have learned very bitterly. You see what I'm saying? So we will not repeat those mistakes again.
Okay. And also on the issue of the self-contradiction, and it goes back to your appointees probably not understanding the tenets, the principles of your party. You're hoping that with this institute, all of these people will be educated on exactly what the NDC stands for?
Yes, and we've started, and it's going very, very well.
Okay.
I mean, we are social democrats. What are the pillars of our ideology? What are the social concerns that we address? And when you look at social democratic parties globally, you school yourselves. And of course, not many of our appointees have had the privilege of being schooled. And now we are doing it. Everybody is getting himself schooled. Looking back at social democratic practices globally, what has been ours, what are our strengths, what are our weaknesses, how can we balance so that appointees that we make from whatever background accept that there's a middle way to toe for the party. Okay. And that's why the Social Democratic Institute is so good, not only for our party, but for the country. You see what I'm saying? Yes.
Okay. Now, some say that for a man who orchestrated the NDC's success in 2008 and 2012, you were not firm enough in 2016 when all of these groups were coming up. This for John Mahama, that for John Mahama, celebrities endorsing John Mahama, that you were not firm to point it out to the flag bearer at the time that the direction he was going was wrong. What do you say to them?
Well, like it or not, the president was the leader of the party and I was the chairman of the party. Now I am both, and I'm operating as both. And that certainly should make a difference.
Do you think you could have done something at the time when all of these groups were coming up and they were flaunting so much? You saw celebrities driving Land Cruisers, and you were wondering, how is the average person or your foot soldier going to be convinced to vote for John Dramani Mahama when they're seeing a celebrity driving a Land Cruiser and they are on the ground suffering?
So those are the lessons that we have learned.
Could you have done anything? Could you have said it? Did you say anything where you listened to?
Oh, we as national executives were united in our proposals and things that we should do. Remember, when we won the election in 2012 after the court petition, and we sent a team to Akusi to map out strategies for us. The team clearly stated that we should avoid some of these things on paper. But maybe we got carried away. The cliches that they are shouting, the praises that they are shouting, may have blinded us on the side of what we thought was good and what we had mapped out for.
But were you listened to as the chairman of the party when you made contributions? Did they listen to you?
Well, why not? The grassroots will listen to you. Leadership took the decisions together. And if you are chairman and you debate and democratic practices make the majority win.
Right.
I mean, you don't go out and say, I'm chairman and this is my position.
But how did you feel with all the largesse that were being thrown at these celebrities?
Well, it was discomforting. Because as a grassroots man, I am worried about the grassroots people. I'm worried about the daily challenges that they face, the daily engagements that they face. But you want to work as a party.
Right.
You don't want to work as an individual. You want to hold hands with your colleagues. And I'm sure now we have all learned.
But do you think that you can win power in 2020?
Why not? We will. Why wouldn't we win power?
With the way the NPP is going, some say that they are just rolling one intervention after the other. 3 SHS, 1 district, 1 factory. In the northern regions, they are expecting their dams. Do you think that you can...
In the northern region, we've lost 1 rainy season already. The waters have rolled away into the main Oti River or black water, red water, green water, whatever waters we have carried the waters away. The communities are going to the dry season now. Have we even maintained the old dams that they had? Were they able to harvest enough water into the old dams? Was it a day or two ago? A deputy minister was quoted as saying that 1 district, 1 village, 1 dam was a campaign slogan. They didn't mean it. You heard him?
No, I didn't. Which deputy minister was this? I haven't heard.
You must know. I think it's the deputy minister for agriculture or for a region who was quoted. It's trending in the social media.
Right, I haven't seen it.
You haven't heard it?
No, I haven't.
So I thought that Nana, the president, would deal with him for
well, I haven't
that joke.
But if it's on social media, it's probably fake news. There's a possibility that it could be fake.
They're becoming President Trump.
That's a good one. That's a good one. But you think that you have what it takes to beat the NPP at the polls in 2020?
Oh, we have the men. I mean, our management capabilities are high. We are skillful. And we have demonstrated it before. If in terms of the last election, we could not put our acts together, we must accept that one. But I'm saying that we're working very hard. We're not going to pride ourselves only with the past. But we're working very hard to overcome the bridges that we couldn't build. We must now build the bridges properly so we can interact with both sides of the stream.
And everyone is willing to come on board to build this bridge?
Yes. Because they are all feeling it now. I mean, for things that you have done, that you see them gradually being eroded. The peace we have in this country, the stability that we have in this country, haven't we lost it? We have lost it completely. Who feels safe today? Do you? No. I won't want you to answer that question.
No, I am not even here to answer questions.
Yes. I mean, you sit in your home and you see the marauding brigadiers who are armed. Go to Agbogblosin Market.
You're talking about the vigilante group?
Yes. And we all agreed as political parties to disband them. And NDC sincerely disbanded our vigilante groups. Didn't we? We did. And you find policemen looking at these evil forces holding AK-47s in Agbogblosin. The policemen invite them, they appreciate it and say, hey, you vigilante, you have a better weapon than I have. And he gives it back to him. They make attempts to arrest them and they are ordered to release them. And some of the people in leadership will come and say, you can't do anything to them. Try it and you see what we'll do to you. They are running over courts, judges, police stations. The past week alone, you know how many police stations have been attacked by the vigilantes? Several of the police stations. What are we doing to the policemen? And they said that they don't believe in the security forces. That is why they created their own. It's anarchy. Can we remain in this country and create an anarchical state? Can we feel safe in it? I mean, Ghanaians remember how safe they have been under the NDC. And they have nostalgia. They dream about when the peace will come back. And the NDC certainly will bring the peace back to this country. Yes, we told them. We had the all die be die signals. And President Nana promised this nation, oh, no more all die be die. I'm a changed man. For Christ's sake, those were campaign slogans. They sublimated it during the campaign. Today, if you are in an MPP and you don't shout, or die be die, not by word of mouth, but through action, you're not part of them.
Mr. Portuphy, how do you even arrive at that? That you need to be shouting all die be die in a certain form to be accepted as a member of the NPP?
I'm saying that practically, they're no more shouting it, but practically, they've taken over government offices.
But the president has condemned that.
It's not enough to condemn them.
What do you expect?
It's enough to punish them and stop them. That is why he's the president.
But recently they went to court.
And what happened?
Well, the president is not in charge of the courts. Is he in charge of the courts?
Well,
it's the judiciary.
The judiciary, because they are independent, you don't know that they are influenced by what they see. A judge in Kumasi was overrun by these people. And she comes back and says, oh, they should go. And they have gone. You were not a witness to it?
I saw it on TV.
So that doesn't mean that you witnessed it. You don't need to be on the spot.
Of course.
What I'm saying is that the president is in charge of this country. And the president, for God's sake, must do more than just condemning it. Because he controls all the security forces. He controls the members of his party. If the president says, don't do this, and somebody does it, subject that person to the rule of law, which he acclaims so much, to human rights and abuse of individual rights. You see what I'm saying? What are we witnessing? People are being thrown out of the government offices. Trained, skilled professionals today are working with a lot of unease. Headmasters and headmistresses, free SHS. You dare not say, please give us mattresses and food and blankets for those you are bringing.
What would happen?
They sack you.
That is happening.
Oh, you haven't heard the number of headmasters and headmistresses who have been sacked because they complain genuinely? What are we doing in this country? It's dangerous. It's very, very dangerous. And me, as the leader of the opposition party, I am saying that this country, our predecessors in politics, sweated their blood and life to build this country for us. We have inherited it. We as leaders today should leave this country in one piece as we transit. We don't leave it in turmoil. And the signs on the wall. You see what I'm saying? And the uneasiness is even more within the ruling party.
All right.
Because you are not sure today, Nana, if you are appointed by His Excellency the President, who the next group will be, who are dissatisfied with your looks, your face, and they will march in and throw you out of that office. Even school feeding, which we all cherish, NDC has expanded it. We are feeding so many students. They've thrown out all the caterers. They are appointing their own people. But there if you get appointed by Otiko Jama, and the evil forces don't want you. They overrun your kitchen, they beat you, they destroy everything. And Karaga, last week, the police were doing their work. You heard what happened to them? You haven't seen Asimfosu. What has happened to the police station? You see, and I'm saying that it's creeping in gradually. And if your neighbor's beard is on fire, you think, oh, what Jennifer is there to dress by clean my beard for me?
On that note, let's take a break. This is State of Affairs. We'll be right back. The other fought, because they also say that when you took over in 2008, you did same. Not to say that it is okay for it to be happening once there is a change of government, but do you feel that as politicians you actually learn from the past at all? Because there are some who say that if NDC comes to power tomorrow, they're probably going to do the same thing. They'll kick out these people out because they feel they're also NPP. As politicians, when you talk to each other, do you come to a common ground that this is bad and it must be nipped in the bud?
We do, Nanama. We agreed to disband all our vigilante groups. And NDC, indeed, we disbanded them before the elections. NPP kept theirs working. And in election day, Christ me. You saw the things that happened.
But you were in charge of the country. The NDC was in charge of the country. Was the party ruling this country? How did you allow them, if they did, to run amok that way?
Yes. You see, there are limits to the capabilities of the security agencies. On election day, for instance, they are stretched. One police station, one policeman or one immigration officer or one fire service officer. And you have large numbers of them armed. What can that man do? And the policeman believes that if he dies in that effort, the nation has not risen to the point of compensating the policeman who dies in the course of duty. Do we do that? We don't. So listen to the policemen. Even when armed robbers today strike, the policemen, they go there all right, but they protect their lives. They don't just go and attack the armed robbers frontally. Because they know when they lose their lives, it's their wives and children who will suffer. As a nation, we need to build that consensus. So the consensus was built, let's disband these groups. And up to today, they are active. They are actively being organized. They are actively being financed. Why should, you remember Professor Atarios?
Yes.
You remember him very well for what slogan? You remember when he assumed power in 2009, he stopped us as our leader from perpetuating anything that was evil. Anything that we felt was perpetrated against us in 2000. Our people who were dismissed from offices. You see what I'm saying? I was the first among the NDC operatives to go back to my office, NADMO, because I was put on leave for 8 years. I was not paid the petrol. It was radio announcement that sent me home because my party lost. When we won, we have come back. I took my office back. Professor Mills said, Kofi, Mama Benyet Dama Jenu.
Meaning you shouldn't sack anyone?
I shouldn't sack anybody.
Okay.
I said, Prof, hey, remember, that man was a man who was saying charge. That man was a man who asked policemen to hit your head with truncheons. Prof, do you remember, is this shoulder of mine that was receiving the truncheons from that man? Today, you are president. If you have forgotten, he says you should remain there. But he's the president. So we all listen. The anger in us, it vanished. And I think that healed the wounds, and we cherish Professor Mills today. Also, soon we are forgetting about Asumdwe. So they claim we did it to them in when 2008, when Professor Mills was alive and said don't do it, and we didn't do it. Doubtlessly there might have been some skirmishes, but if he came to his notice, he checked his family. Other than rampaging would have continued.
Okay.
The reading of violence would have continued. Professor Mills stopped it, and I believe firmly that my party we stopped it.
Okay.
So today, if a lot of your skilled professionals, for being identified as your party members, are being thrown out of their jobs, I mean, even caterers who were giving contracts to feed school children, they say reapply. And when you are reapply and you are not MPP, they will sack you. They won't give you a contract again. And those who were caterers in the NDC period, we have lost the election. Their emoluments, their earnings have not been paid them. And they are told, we will not pay you because you are NDC. We are one people in this country. So when you listen to people saying that there will be reprisals, should the NDC return to power, it might be because the people are feeling the heat in the kitchen. They feel fenced in and want to stick their neck out. It will make the problem of bringing civility to prevail for our next president very difficult. Okay.
Now,
very, very difficult.
Two more questions before we wrap up. Just to go back to the Kofi Portuphy report, there were some excerpts of the report out recently claiming that Dr. Manebuama and Stan Dogbe were responsible for the defeats in some way. Was that real, or was it a fake report?
Who said that was in the Kofi Portuphy report? The person must produce that report. The person must produce that report.
So, is it fake?
Certainly, that report must be fake. We cannot lose a national election and you blame it on two operatives of the president's campaign team. You cannot blame it. I mean, our people certainly know that if I were a polling agent in Tree Village and I colluded with the NPP agents, I walked away and they changed the pink sheet results, I am part of the cause of it. That is our message. That if you did that and we lost your polling station, you should not blame anybody far away. Blame yourself. Don't blame the national chairman. Okay. I did not train people and educate them to go and collude with election officials and change results. You see what I'm saying? I mean, there's some of the things that we are hearing, that some 6 million votes were transferred in favor of the NPP by operatives of the Electoral Commission. I mean, would I blame it on the inefficiency or incompetence of me and the national leadership? When they did those things, there was no way you could know. Right. You see what I'm saying? But those things must be dealt with not by pointing accusing fingers at Stan Dogbe and Manebuama. You see what I'm saying? Yes. And
of course, we are all hoping to see who is going to run on the ticket of the NDC.
Great.
Some say that President Mahama may come back. Former President Mahama may still be running. Honorable Alban Bagbin has already said that he will be running. Sylvester Menster's name has been mentioned. Will you say confidently that you have a candidate in your party who can run successfully against President Akufo-Addo in 2020?
Why not? You mentioned names of very competent cadres of our party. The people you have mentioned are all very competent. They could lead this party. With our support, we can move from the opposition into government.
Of course, you won't tell me who your favorite of the lot will be, but I will clearly understand.
Oh, as national chairman and leader, I'm very neutral.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much. You were going to add something?
I was going to say we haven't gotten there yet. Now our concern is to register our members and organize our branch elections and build a solid foundation. It's long after that that we'll be talking of presidential candidates.
Okay.
Yes.
We'll be right back.